Welcome back to Garage K. On this episode, we're going to take a look at the Tower Delete Kit from Tri-Power. And it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. So what's unusual about that? Alright, we're here with the Tri-Power F6A Twincam Tower Delete Kit. In the kit, you get one aircraft grade aluminium metal plate with a hole in it. If you don't like the logo, you can flip it. You get two AN8 press fit fittings. One goes in there, like that. And then the other one goes into the cam housing on the opposite side of the tower, about there. You get your 4 bolts. These are stainless, so they're not going to rust. And you get all the washers required to put them together. Like that. You'll also get a genuine Suzuki tower gasket. You could probably reuse the one that you've got, but it is nice that this is in the kit. There's not a lot to it. That's it. What does it do? Well, it allows you to have AN fittings on your F6A engine. And why would you want that? Well, many consider the tower on an F6A Twincam to be ugly. So it could be a cosmetic thing for you, where you just run a 90-degree AN fitting from here over to this here. Perhaps you would like to run a catch tank. You can do that. Run from here to the catch tank, out of the catch tank to here, and then the other port from the catch tank to where the other side of the tower would normally go, just behind the air filter. All very possible, all very easy to do with this. It does cost $100 US. It is not a cheap kit, but you can see the quality that's gone into it, the effort that's been made to put this kit together. So let's try and fit it to an F6A Twincam engine and see how that goes. The only thing that I can say that you need to be careful of is this. The logo actually scratches off, so you need to be very careful. I mean, this just comes off with my finger. Need to be very careful you don't accidentally scratch off the logo. Other than that, it's hard to fault it. Okay, out here with the vise. Before I do anything, I'm just going to put a bit of a towel on there so that I don't scratch anything. Because I've scratched this off, I don't really see any point in leaving it up or down, but we'll go up anyway. Let's go this way. This needs to be pressed into here. Now, if you have a bearing press, you can just push it in, but if you don't, let's do it as if we don't. You should find that a 19mm socket fits over this very nicely. Place it where it needs to be, and we just need to tap this on the top with a hammer, and that will push it in. So I forgot to put any oil on it before I started belting it in, and we've hit this point here where I can't get it to go in any further. So I've sprayed some Panaton on it, hoping that it will seep in and I'll be able to drive that in further. Still not there. But as far as we're going to go with this, because that is in. Alright, so that's that. We're in. As far as it'll go. Now, did that damage it at all? The thread on this side isn't very happy, but it's probably still okay. I really wish I could get it in lower, but I can't. Okay, to get these out, I'm going to try using just vice grips. So, squeeze that. And, oh, spinning. Give it a wiggle. And came right out. No fancy tools, just vice grips. How about this one? Give it a squeeze. Oh, this one's even easier. Bang. No fancy tools, just vice grips. Okay, we're going to put a fitting in here for demonstration purposes because this is an option for you. If you would like to run the tower delete, you could delete the tower, or you could keep the tower and still run a AN line. So instead of trying to hammer it in like I did last time, we're going to use some Pentaton. It's kind of like WD-40, really. A little bit of that on there. First, I've wrapped it in tape this time to hopefully protect it a little bit. We'll be going with a regular hammer this time. Stop, hammer time. I have to try and get it straight off the bat. Is it going in? It is going in. Easy as pie. Look at that. And the tape was a good idea. So we'll take our tape off there. Look at that. Beautiful. Thanks, Mark. Perfect. You could run a little hose down from there to there. You could run a hose like that. You could run a hose this way and then have better access to your plugs, which is what I was going to do. But then I got myself a catch tank. So here's my catch tank here. All I need to do is run this line to here, this line to here, and we're good. But what you should do is open this one up and then run this over to the intake just behind the air cleaner. Okay, so what we have here is a standard engine. We've got our pipe here that we've just deleted, right? And then this one comes out the other side. It goes into here. This runs around here and then goes into there. Now what does that do? All that does is connect. Here's the air filter here, right? So you need to connect this side to just behind the air filter. How are you going to do that? Well, this little catch tank comes with an air filter that you can put on here. You can either do that, or you could put an AN fitting on here and then run it to where I just showed you on the engine. I'll be doing that. Alright, so let's say that you love the tower look, but you still want to run an AN fitting because it looks better. It's much easier to take off or whatever. For whatever reason, you don't want to use this plate. You can use the fitting that comes with this inside the tower. So we've got some Pentaton on there. Ooh, we need some tape on the threads. Just a little bit of protection. There we go. Our 18mm socket, no, 19mm socket. Line her up. Just give her a little tap-a-roo to get her started. And it's that easy. Boom. Now some things to note. I had a lot of trouble pressing that first fitting in, and I talked to the owner of Tri-Power quite a bit. He said that the problem was because I used a 19mm socket instead of an 18. I went looking for an 18mm socket, couldn't find one, couldn't find anything at the hardware store that fit at all. So that is what it is. The other reason he said was because of the lack of lubricant. I didn't lubricate that first one. And that's why I had so much trouble pressing that one in. Now the other thing that he told me is that these things are not tapered. I always thought that this end was narrower than this end and they could only go in that way. But that's not the case. They can go in either way. So for me, the idea of tapping it in this way makes a lot more sense. So I tried it. I got a 14mm socket on this end and tapped it down. That was also very difficult because of the fact that it was dancing around so much, as there's no real lead-in on this edge. There might be on this edge, it kind of looks like there is, but I can't tell. They kind of look the same, they might not be. This side might have a lead-in and this side doesn't, I don't know. But it was dancing around a lot when I was trying to tap it. If you were doing this on, how do I know? Because I did it. Not satisfied with the results of how high the fitting sat off the plate with basically any of the experience I had. I'm using the wrong lubricant, I'm using the wrong socket, let's do it right. And this is what I ended up with. As you can see, the fitting is sitting nice and flush, as low as possible. And I did that by not pressing it in all. For me, this looks much better than if this was to be flat, like as you can see here. I think my way looks a lot better. This also helps to show you the issue with the gasket fitment. You should really cut this area out. I will have to because the gasket doesn't sit flat. You can probably get away with not doing it, but you probably should do it. Just trim a little bit out of here. And that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more, press the subscribe button. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do that by getting your name on the Garage K door. Details on how to do that are in the description, or you can do it at www.garagek.com. I'll see you in the next video. Later.